Hello viewers, this is a practice question from Charles Law. If you look at this question, it has no numerical values. It appears difficult, but it is not difficult. It is only confusing. And this is that area of JAMB that I advise you to calm down and solve. Some of the JAMB candidates will see this question and just pick options at random. And in most cases, you pick the wrong one. But if you calm down, you discover that the question is even simple. A gas has a volume that is double its absolute temperature. At what temperature will the volume be half of its initial volume? The question is very simple. What you have to remember is that there are two variables in the question, volume and temperature. The gas law that relates volume and temperature is actually Charles' law, right? V over T is a constant. So V1 over T1, which is the initial condition, equals V2 over T2, which is the final condition. This is the initial volume. This is the initial temperature. Final volume, final temperature. A gas has a volume, this is V1, that is double its absolute temperature, T1. At what temperature, T2, will its volume, V2, be half of the initial volume, V1? Now, V1 is the initial volume. And from here, a gas has a volume, V1, that is double its temperature, T1, which means the initial volume is double of T1. That is 2T1. Initial volume equals double of initial temperature. That is what the question is saying. At what temperature, T2, will its volume, V2, be what? Half of the initial volume. Volume V2 is half of what? Initial volume V1 is the same thing as V1 over 2. Remember that this V1 is here and it is the same thing as 2T1. Therefore, V2, instead of writing V1 over 2, you write V1 as 2T1. So V1 over 2 becomes 2T1 over 2. Now, you can simply cancel 2 up and down. V2 will give us T1, meaning that the value of V2 is exactly the value of T1, right? At the end of the day, we have found V1 as 2T1, double of T1, and V2 as T1. So we are going to substitute 2T1 for V1 in the equation, and T1 for V2 in the equation too. So we are going to repeat Charles' law equation. Our V1 is now 2T1. So you replace V1 with 2T1. We have 2T1 over T1 equals V2. Our V2 now is the same as T1. So we replace it with T1 over what? T2. You can see something can cancel out here. T1 will cancel T1. And what do we have? So at the left, we have 2 remaining. 2 over 1. 2 over 1 equals, at the right, we have T1 over T2. Remember, the question is asking at what temperature T2. Therefore, we are going to make T2 the subject because T2 is that temperature. So we clear the fraction. T2 times 2 is 2T2. 1 times T1 is T1. So to make T2 the subject, we divide both sides by the coefficient of what we are making the subject. That is 2. 2 will cancel 2. And T2 will finally become T1 over 2. If you check the options, you see that the answer is A, T1 over 2. Now, it is always good to check if what you have solved is actually the correct answer. So to do that, that is checking. Remember, V1 over T1 is equal to V2 over T2, right? Remember, our V1 means 2T1, so we substitute 2T1 divided by T1. Our V2 is T1. And our T2 is now this answer, T1 over 2. So let's check whether what we have here is equal to what we have here. If what we have here and what we have here are not equal, it means our answer is wrong. I think T1 will cancel T1. So we have 2 here left. Here now, let's repeat the 2. 2 over 1 is 2. Equals T1 divided by T1 over 2, or multiplied by 2 over T1, the same thing. You can see that T1 is up here, T1 is down here, they will cancel. And you see that here, 2 over 1 is 2, and here we have 2. Having 2 here and 2 here is an evidence that this is an equation corresponding to this, and that this answer is very correct. For more chemistry content like this, comment, like, and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you are a JAMB candidate, this is the right time to stay glued to Chemist AI Edu Consult. Do have a wonderful day. Bye.